Oh, we've hit the time in the podcast where we chat with Stephanie Staples, who's a motivational speaker, making life real, making things better, making life easier. And Steph, I wanted to talk to you because it's always great to see you. Hello.
Oh,
But the latest stats, and I was really, I shouldn't say I was surprised by this. I wasn't, but it really made me think that worldwide people spend an average of almost 7 hours a day on screens. And that's a lot of time to me. Like,
it is.
and there's so much research around this now that talks about how being attached to our devices is having a major effect on our health. And this is why I turned to you, and I wanted to jump right into this because I was so excited to be able to talk to you because you're so good at helping us find ways to kind of reset our lives in a better way. So how do we pull away and give ourselves that cognitive and emotional break that we need from our screens?
Well, it's so fascinating, right? Because even if most of us are working in front of a screen, in fact, 7 hours, it could be more for many of us because we're working in front of a screen all day, and then at night we're our heads oftentimes. But I have been using this Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of this before?
I haven't. And I saw that you had mentioned it. And I'm like, I need to take a deeper dive and click on that link. And I haven't yet. I'm going to be fully honest. So you can tell us all about it.
Okay, well, I think it's quite brilliant because I don't know about you, but I find when I'm in front of a screen, time goes so fast. Like it just flies by. Like hours just disappear. When
Hmm.
I'm engrossed in my work and I'm focused on what I'm doing, and time flies really quickly. The Pomodoro technique suggests that you set your timer, an actual timer, for 25 minutes. And every 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. And then after four of what they call these pomodoros, you take a 15 to 20-minute break. Now, I think many of us are okay at taking our little bit longer breaks when we need a break, but the 25-minute blocks have been really, really, I don't know, life changing is too big of a word, but
Mm.
that buzzer goes off and it's like, okay, like I got to get up, I got to do something. It doesn't really matter what you do, it just matters that you do something, that you physically move your body, your eyes, your face away from the screen, and you go do something else. And what I've noticed for sure is that when you come back 5 minutes later and you only have 25 minutes before that thing's going off again. So I like okay, I got to do this. I'm giving myself 25 minutes to do this. And I'm not like fiddle farting around and in different, getting distracted with different things because I know I only have 25 minutes and then I got to get up again. So it's been really, really helpful for me. What do you think?
I love it, and I work more from home now than I ever have, as do many people. And I find that working in the home environment, it's even harder because I don't have that colleague to go and chat with for a moment. So I
Mm.
don't automatically get up. I don't think as much as, oh, I should take a break and go get a glass of water or a cup of tea, even though I should do that at home as well. But this idea, like that little ding or whatever it happens to be, the buzz on your watch or whatever you decide to use for this, would give me that cue, because someone hasn't walked past my desk and, hey, I wanted to talk to you and get up and
Uh,
start chatting. So I like this idea. I think it's brilliant. And I have heard that we should move, every 25, 30 minutes. So I didn't realize that there was an actual name for it. So I like this. And I think this is a really good start that then can lead us into, just taking that break away from your screens. And you've talked in your one of your blogs, you spoke just to that 5 minutes, right? Take 5 minutes to do
mhm.
something else. And I really liked that concept as well, to go in hand with this break every 25 minutes. So what would you say are your specific to share? We'll start there. Best 5 ways to take that 5 minute or so break away from your screen.
So nothing shattering here, but I think the most obvious thing would be a bio break, right? Like how many times have you been so immersed in your work or whatever that you have to go to the bathroom and you just didn't go to the bathroom, or something simple like that, or refresh your tea or make sure you're drinking enough. And I mean, we can have that big jumbo. Have you seen some of those jumbo water bottles? Like they are
Yes.
jumbo, like So you would not have to get up
Huge.
to refill your water very often. But if you have a smaller cup or something like that, then you do need to fill it up more often. So an obvious thing would be a bio break. So like just checking in, what do I need right now to feel more comfortable? Is it a good temperature? I need to open the window, close the window, get a drink, use the bathroom, anything like that. So a bio break, I think, is a really simple one. Anything with your body. So personally, and okay, it's different if you're at home or if you're at the workplace, right? So you're not gonna lie on the floor and do push-ups, probably if you're in a workplace. But here at home, I will often do that. I will just do a few yoga poses, or I will do a few sit-ups or a few push-ups, or just some super good stretching, or have one of those chin-up bars on my door. I'll just hang from that, just for
I love
a
it.
couple minutes to make me do something physical that is not sitting down on my tush. Something that makes you feel good. So something
Mm.
social. So if you are at the office to be having a chat with somebody else who's maybe on the same timer as you, not to be disturbing people, but with my honey, I've been known to come out of my office and be like, I just need a hug. I just need a hug.
Hmm.
Whatever I'm working on is, it's heavy on my head and I just need a hug. Or if you have a pet, to take a couple minutes to pet your pet, or give some attention, or just get some love in that way. And fresh air, like something like
Yeah,
one of my
love that
favorite
one.
sayings is blue and green must be seen, right? So if you have an opportunity to just step outside and take a few deep breaths, or look at something nature like, or water your plant, or look at something that is going to bring nature into this, instead of this big black box in front of us. Oh, and did I say music? Because anything to do with music, like one song would be less than 5 minutes, and you can have your little own dance party, or just a song can totally change your mood, right? So, um,
Yeah,
yeah,
all things that can just distract you from being stuck on your screen and that can bring you a little bit of joy as well. Like that's like what I like about the list that you just gave, or brings us more into the present space also, right? Where you're breathing in that fresh air, you're out, looking at nature for a moment. If you just go out your front door or step outside of your office space, go or even go for a walk. Like when I am in at my on location office, I will often just go outside and do a little loop, because it just gives me that moment
yeah.
to go, yeah, I needed that break. So I think these are all really important, and speak to your perspective as well on why it's so important to take these breaks and do something like one of the things that you just mentioned.
Well, I think your research will find there is all sorts of psychological benefits to everything that we talked about individually. But when you start layering these things on top of each other, it exponentially is more. I guess the word, and one of my favorite words is revitalization, right?
Yes.
We want to be revitalized. We can't constantly be putting our head down in work mode and be giving our best. And so when we can come up for air, we can revitalize ourselves, we can refresh ourselves, we can push that reset button, we come back in front of our desk and we're like, okay, I've got 25 minutes, let's go, I'm good to go. I just hit that reset button, mentally, physically, emotionally, and we're good to go. That's what I've found. It's one thing reading about it, but when you actually put it into practice, it's like, I think this actually works. So
So is this something that you do, that you connect with those 25-minute breaks? So at 25 minutes, then you go and do something like this for 5 minutes?
yeah, like I set my timer on my phone, and because I found that if I just sit before I did this, if I just sit down, it's so easy to go down, like I said, go down that rabbit hole, right? Oh, I'll
Hmm.
just check my email, or I'll just check this. But no, like I need to write that blog post. I got 25 minutes to get like a good start on this. And in two of those Pomodoros, I want to have that done. I don't want to be taking the whole entire day to write this blog post. So, if this is going to make me not get so distracted, because I'm focused on that 25 minutes. And when I come back for my next set, I've had that refresh, that reset, and I feel good to go. And I don't feel like, oh my God, because sometimes, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes when I'm in front of my computer, like too much, I can sort of I can just feel my energy shifting, and I can feel myself getting angry. And I can feel like I've been in here too long. I'm starting to like, not regret, but, oh, I've lost the word,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, ugh, like I'm feeling
And that
I can't think
that
of
you
the
just
word.
did, like yeah, it'll come to you. I'm lose words
Yeah.
all the time, but it's at like I feel sometimes agitated if I've been sitting at my
Okay.
computer for too long, or so, I mean, sometimes if I'm just scrolling my phone, because usually I'm looking for happy things, right? Like
Yeah.
things that make me feel good and make me laugh or get me to be motivated. But if I'm actually working and I've been stuck on my screen for any length of time, yes, the word that comes to mind for me is I actually feel agitated, which is not part of who I am. I don't feel that way very often. And
Yeah.
that's always
Yeah,
I haven't
that's
been
a good
setting
thing.
a
And I,
timer, but
I
that's
see
my
the
thing.
window
Get
and I
up and
see what's
move.
outside, and yeah, you gotta try it. It's so anyway. Since I've been doing this, I have not felt that. I have not had that because then I let it build up too much, and then I come out and I'm mad, resent. I resent. That's
There
the
you go.
word I was thinking of. I feel resentful of the
Hmm.
work of the computer of this. Like I'm just, and I have not felt that once since I've started doing this because I'm like I feel refreshed.
Yeah, it's really great to hear that perspective as well, because it just hammers home how important it is that we pay attention to these things, that we don't just listen to somebody say you should do this, that we don't just read and go, oh yeah, I should do that.
Hmm.
Actually implement it into your life and make it part of your overall well-being journey.
And the other thing is, Linda, we read things and we think maybe, oh, that's a great idea. I should do that. Or maybe we think that would never work for me. But I also think you read these ideas and so it says 25 minutes. So what if you thought, oh, 25 minutes is not quite enough. Like I need 35 minutes. So set it for 35 minutes. Like
Hmm.
it's your life. Like make it your own and make it something that works for you, right? So again, it's not so much what you do in that time, it's that you do something in that time. It's that you don't just go like the concept of this is that you don't go unendingly for hours on your computer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
pick an amount of time that you think sounds reasonable for you, set your timer, take a small break, get back at her, see how that feels for you. Try it on.
I love it. And it'll help improve your mental clarity, give you positive outlooks, like all the things that the research is telling us doing this will do for us will actually happen. And you're living proof of that, Steph, because you just said that you have seen that remarkable change in your life because of it.
I have. Try it.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to set my timer
Okay.
once we're done chatting today. Anything else you want to say before we go?
That's Stephanie Staple just encouraging you to live your life unlimited.
Steph, love it. Love spending time with you. And you can find more amazing life ideas at stephaniestaples.ca.
Thank you.
You rock.